question right away, don't you?
Yeah.
What's your question?
What is the best part of being mayor?
What's the best part of being mayor? The best part of being mayor is getting to meet with people like you. Getting to engage and talk with a lot of people who live in Athens, especially when they have problems. Both good and bad problems. So that's one of the things I really enjoy about being mayor. We're going to jump right into Q&A. I love it.
Do you guys want to put your hands down and give Mr. Morrison a chance to introduce himself?
What's that? Can you say that again?
What made you want to run for mayor?
What made me want to run for mayor? You know, I have always, for a long, long time, I shouldn't say always, but since I was 20 years old, I've always been working for the public. I was in the Air Force for 23 years. I was a teacher at Ohio University for 18 years. And so I like helping people. I like working with people. I like helping people. And it's something I've always done. So that's why. Yeah? Should I roll into who I am and where I come from? Or just keep going with Q&A? Well, as you know, I'm Mayor Patterson, the mayor of the city of Athens. But to give a little bit of background about myself, I originally am from Portland, Oregon. So I grew up in Oregon. And lived there until I was about 18, 19 years old. And then when I was 20, I joined the Air Force and worked for the Air Force full-time for about 8.5 years. And then I went to, during that time, I was working on my degree, my college degree, and got a bachelor's degree. And then I decided to go on and get my PhD, which I did later on and stayed in the Air Force, but kind of transitioned to a part-time Air Force. And then I came here. I came here 20 years ago. I came here in 1998. And during that time, I was teaching, a professor at Ohio University. How many of you have family who works at Ohio University? Yeah, a bunch of you. I taught at Ohio University, like I said, for 18 years. And then 3 years ago, I became the mayor, and the mayor in the city of Athens is a full-time job. So I couldn't teach at OU anymore, and I took on the mayor job, and I've been doing that ever since, and I love it. That's the world according to me. Yes. Let's jump into questions because it's the fun part.
When you're here, what happens when people work in America for our jobs? How do they get the money to pay the people when they go home? Where does that money come from?
Well, the money that pays for my salary comes from a lot of your moms and dads. It's the city taxes that pay for, not just for me, but our police officers, our firefighters, our people who work to make sure that people don't pollute and litter all over the city, people who make sure that our water is running, clean water to our houses, and also what you flush down the toilet ends up going and gets processed. We have workers who work at the sewer plant, the wastewater treatment plant, a lot of workers, the people who work at the community center. How many of you guys enjoyed the pool this summer? Yeah. Did you like it?
Yeah.
You want it to stay open? Yeah, we got to pay those workers to make it stay open. So people like that, lifeguards, all kinds of people. So there's a lot that goes into running the city of Athens. Yes?
Do you have difficult questions to answer?
Do I have difficult questions to answer? Sometimes I do. Sometimes I really have difficult questions to answer. Sometimes I have questions that I have to rely on our wonderful law director and our law director's staff to help me answer some of those questions sometimes. But yeah, and then sometimes there's really easy ones. But you know, I like answering questions and like having the right answer for somebody, or at least an answer for somebody.
How much money do you get paid for this job?
Oh, I get paid enough.
But how much?
I get paid about $80,000 a year. That's public record. So anyway. Yes.
you are a Ohio Bobcats fan?
Of course I am.
If you are, what's your favorite sport?
What's my favorite sport? I enjoy football. You know, the sport I really enjoy though is volleyball, women's volleyball. And I'll tell you what, OU's women's volleyball team, they're awesome. Softball too, because I used to play softball.
My sister used to.
But I like all sports. I like swimming. I like gymnastics.
My dad said. Oh, I know.
I thought you'd say something when I said gymnastics. Yeah, I know.
Me too. What's the hardest part of your job?
The hardest part of my job. Oh, I would say the hardest part of my job is when bad things happen in the city and having to kind of deal with unfortunate or bad things that happen. That's hard. Yes?
What are you most proud of?
What am I most proud of? I'm proud to be your mayor. I am proud of some of the nice things that have happened in the city. I think our swimming pool is really pretty cool. But I was involved in that before I became mayor. I was involved in that when I was on city council, which I was a city council member for 4 years. Yeah. Yes.
Do you have a big office?
Do I have a big office? I don't think it's big. It's nice. I have lots of light. I like lots of light.
Yeah. What's your favorite pizza place in Athens?
That's such a loaded question. I like all the pizza places in Athens. I will say though that I like them all.
It's like Avalanche.
Yeah. Avalanche is good. Pizza Hut's good. Domino's good. Everybody's good.
And what is your favorite part about being from?
My favorite part? Engaging with you guys. I do look forward to having all the elementary schools come here and you guys getting to learn about what really goes on in this building, getting your civics lesson. So engaging with all the elementary schools. Yes?
Who's your favorite Bobcat player?
You know, I don't know the football players by names. I don't. I really don't. So all of them? I just think the Bobcats football. I think everything Bobcats is cool. I really do. I'm also an Ohio State fan, so I'm not gonna lie. Just saying, you know. Yes.
What do you like least about being there?
What do I like least about being there? Huh. You know, I don't think I mentioned this, but some of you may know this already, is that I have 2 twin daughters.
Yeah, I know them.
And an amazing wife. And so sometimes meetings or travel when I'm away, that can be hard sometimes. But you know, it just makes our time together as a family that much more enjoyable when I am back. And like we were decorating our Christmas tree last night. That was really cool. Even though I had city council before that. Yes. Where is the secret staircase? Well, if I told you that, it wouldn't be a secret anymore. Did Ron Lucas, Deputy Service Safety Director, did he show you the secret staircase? Well, it's not a secret, but we have a staircase, guys, that goes nowhere in this building. It is just bizarre. You open a door, and there's a set of stairs that go up to a ceiling, and it was remnants, I'm sure, from when there used to be a fire department here in this building. Did he mention that to you?
No.
Yeah, we think that it was probably part of that back in the day. So, but it's a stairway to nowhere. Yes?
How many hours?
I'll come back to you.
How many hours do you work?
Well, the mayor's job is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I don't work that much, but I'm on call if something bad happens in the city, and so that I'm aware of it. But yeah, once you're mayor, you're always the mayor. The mayor, it's interesting to share with you, a lot of our employees accrue vacation time and sick time. Mayors don't accrue that. They're just always working. But then I have time. I take time to be with my family.
What do you do?
What do? I manage the city. A lot of management decisions. I'm the one who, with my staff, we put our budget together as to how much money we're going to spend in all the different departments. Again, I engage with a lot of the citizens in Athens when they have issues or concerns, or if they're happy about things. A lot of planning. I work with the city council a lot. I also work with the law director's office a lot, and the auditor's office a lot. A lot of meetings. I'm shutting my calendar sometimes. Yes.
If you got a $1 billion to use for
If we received a $1 billion grant, whew. Well, if we got a $1 billion grant, I would use a portion of it to make a bus route that goes from Albany to Athens to Nelsonville on an hourly basis. Now, that's not specific to Athens. I would probably do a lot of upgrades to our city parks. I would certainly use some of it to repurpose this beautiful building that the city owns at the end of Court Street called the Armory. I would probably see if it would be possible to build an indoor swimming pool somewhere in the city of Athens. I would absolutely hire more police officers, firefighters, code enforcement officers, and maybe even someone for the government channel. I don't know. Depends on how nice Scott is. There's a lot of things. I mean, that would be wonderful, but it would be interesting to see where that $1 billion came from. In the back, you've been patient.
How many dollars cost you to sell?
How much what?
Dollars cost
For this whole building? How many dollars for this whole building? Sorry. That's a good question. I don't know what this building is appraised at. If I were to guess, and this is an old building. This building was built in 1874. 1874, old. I don't know. Probably $10 million, I guess. That's a guess. Don't hold me to that. Yes?
Who built the courthouse?
Who built the courthouse? I don't know. I don't know. And did you know the courthouse? The courthouse across the street, do you know who runs that?
Who? You.
Nope. Nope, I do not.
Police officers?
No, the county commissioners. So that's county. So there's the county government, and then there's the city government.
Don't we already have an indoor pool, the aquatic center?
That's Ohio University's indoor pool, we do. Yeah, as a matter of fact, it's interesting you should bring that up. How many indoor pools are there in the city of Athens?
One, two, well, counting the hotels, I think.
You gotta count the hotels.
Two, we know three.
There's a lot. There's Beacon School has an indoor pool. The Aquatic Center has a pool. The Baymont has a pool. There's a lot of indoor pools in the city of Athens. I don't know the number. Yes?
How long have you worked here?
I have worked for the city since 2012. I have been mayor since 2016. And does anybody know how long, what the length of time is that someone can be the mayor?
1 year. 4 years.
The term is 4 years. Can the mayor of Athens be mayor forever?
No. Yes.
Yes, the mayor can be mayer forever. No. I wouldn't want to be mayor forever. Forever is a long time. I think after a while, new ideas, better ideas, different ideas need to come into play. I do want to be mayor for a while.
What do you mean? What do you mean by?
Okay.
What's your favorite yearly event in Athens?
I have a lot of I really do. I enjoy the Honey for the Heart parade during Halloween. I enjoy the Christmas tree lighting and Santa arriving, which happened the other day. I enjoy meeting with East, West, Morrison-Gordon, all the schools, even the Plains, all the schools. There's so many things I enjoy. I really do. I enjoy my job. I think I have the best job in the world. I really do. Yes. This is where City Council holds their meetings every Monday night, and it's live on TV, so that people out there in the city can watch what's going on with city government.
Right now?
Not right now. I hope not right now.
I hope right now we are TV.
Yes.
Grace. All right, guys, come on in.
What's that? Do I have to teach people as the mayor? As a mayor? Not really. No, but you know what I do a lot is I like to teach other people who are not from Athens or are here in Athens about Athens. That's what I think one of the roles of the mayor is to promote your own city. And so I go to a lot of conferences. I'm going to something this Thursday morning about art and talking about some of the great things that are happening here in Athens with art that's public art.
Me?
Yep.
What's your favorite type of
My favorite type of animal?
A moose.
I say this every year and it's true. My favorite animal is a platypus. What's a platypus? It's a funny looking mammal that has a beak and webbed teeth.
And poisonous.
Looks like a cross between a groundhog and a duck.
Yay! Mammals do it. Do you always have to wear a tie to work?
Do I?
No, a belt to work.
Do I always have to wear a belt to work?
Yeah.
Oh, I do.
You don't have to, you want to.
I do want to. I do. Yes. And I do often wear a tie to work because I think that's something that the mayor should do, is to look presentable all the time. Now there is times when I'm out all over the place and so I don't wear a suit or a tie. Yes?
Have you been to any other country except the USA?
I have. I've been to Spain. I have been to Chile. I have been to England. I have been to Italy. I have been to Greece. I have been to... I'm missing something.
France?
I've been to France.
China? Paris?
Been to Paris. That's in France. Yes. Do I know all the firefighters? I know many of them. Yeah.
Dad?
I probably do. What's your dad's name? Oh yeah, sure. Way back into that. What's the favorite part? My favorite part of the job? meeting with all of you and engaging with the public.
On a Christmas tree. Lights up.
Say what?
You put all the pretty Christmas lights up there.
Oh, you know, one of our local business owners is so gracious every year to put a lot of the Christmas lights up on Court Street, if that's what you're talking about. And then the city puts some of them up, but Les Cornwell puts a lot of the wreaths and some of the Christmas lighting on the trees in the uptown area. And then we decorate our building. And we also went over and decorated the Christmas tree over by the courthouse this year, along with passion works, and they're beautiful, beautiful ornaments. Yes. How old am I? How old do you think I am?
22.
22. I am 58.
I will be 59
on Groundhog's Day. February 2nd, very good. Where things just happen over and over and over again. What do I want to do when I'm not mayor? Well, I told you that I used to teach at OU. I think it would be interesting with everything that I've learned and experienced to go back to Ohio University and teach after I'm no longer the mayor. But then I might just decide too, I'm going to take some time off and do absolutely nothing. We'll see. You know, I think, to share with all of you, that I've had 3 different careers in my lifetime, and I think that that's what makes our lives rich, is to always explore new things. You know, and the way to do that is to do really well in school, and then as you're going through school, find something that is interesting to you and make that something that you strive to become in the future. When I was your age, I never thought about being the mayor. The thought never occurred to me to be the mayor. But as time went on, I started learning that I like doing what I do for public service, and the opportunity came up, and I decided, I think I could do this. I think I'd really enjoy being the mayor. And it was hard for me to share with you. I'm going to share a little story. Some of the struggles I had when I was your age in school. I grew up with dyslexia, which is an issue to where you see words differently than other people do. But when I was a kid growing up, nobody knew what dyslexia was. It was just that you didn't read very well. And I learned how to overcome that and ended up getting my college degrees and my PhD, and now being the mayor. But I remember way back when in school getting so frustrated with myself, but also having good people around me saying, you can do this. You know, just take your time and be slow and think what you're doing. And I remember that to this day, because like I said, I never dreamed of being the mayor. You know, let alone being an officer in the Air Force or being a professor at a university. That anything is possible, guys. You know, as long as you keep your mind at it and keep moving along.
What's your favorite color?
What's that? My favorite color. I'm glad you asked that. I've been waiting all day for that question. My favorite color is blue. I also like black. Is black a color?
Yeah. I don't know.
Is it?
Black is not a color, because when you go into a dark closet and you feel like your clothes are black, you feel like your clothes are black, they actually are black. Your threads turn black. I did not learn that. I learned it from my dad.
I used to take art classes, and in art class, black and white were values, not necessarily colors.
Yeah.
So think about it. You've been really patient. So patient that you're not basically. Say again?
I have a question.
Okay.
What do you do every day as a mayor?
What do I do every day? I have lots of meetings.
Is there a cafeteria in the city hall?
We don't. The question was, do we have a cafeteria in the city hall? We don't have a cafeteria. Interesting idea, though.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the local restaurants wouldn't be happy if we had a cafeteria. But no, we don't have a cafeteria. I'd often thought it'd be cool to have a cafeteria. There is a city up north called Mansfield, and their city government does have a cafeteria. It is a training facility for people living with disabilities, which is really quite fascinating. Yes, you've been very patient in the back.
So, aren't you dyslexic?
I am mildly dyslexic now because I've learned skills to be able to get beyond that. Yeah. Yep. I have 3 younger brothers. All 3 of my younger brothers have varying degrees of reading difficulties. It's not atypical. It's not uncommon. So, and again, there's ways to overcome. Trust me.
What did you go to college?
I went to college for I got a bachelor's degree in psychology. And then I went on and got my PhD in what's called health psychology. I wanted to study heart disease and stress.
Ew.
Yeah, and now I'm the mayor. Yes.
What did you teach?
I taught psychology. I taught a course that was really pretty cool. It was basically about your brain. You know, it was brain anatomy. It was really called physiological psychology. That's a big word, big title. But I taught students about the brain and how our brain processes information, how we see what we see, how we hear what we hear, and then stress and memory.
Friends, is there anybody, our bus is probably waiting for us, but I want to make sure everybody had a chance to ask a question. Please put your hands down if you have not asked a question yet. If you've already asked a question, put your hands down.
What college did I go to? I went to the University of North Dakota, which was my first Air Force duty assignment. And when I got that assignment, I didn't know anything about North Dakota. As a matter of fact, I thought North Dakota was part of Canada. Yes? One speech that I really like? You know, are any of you familiar with Maya Angelou? She's a poet. Her work is amazing, and I've heard that in speeches. I went to President Clinton's inauguration and got to listen. This is way back, 1992, I think it was, and got to listen to Maya Angelou read a poem. It was just, I was blown away. I enjoyed listening to her. More recently, there was something that I was just watching on TV. You know, we lost a president. A former president passed away last week. George H. Bush. I had to get that right. And it was listening to some of his speeches, and that was impressive too. I'd forgotten some of his speeches and how eloquent he was. So, but there's lots of speeches I like. I really do. Yes. I do. I know a number of our police officers.
Do you know Kevin Hart?
Sure. Is that right? How many people in here? How many of you guys have moms or dads who work for the city? Okay.
What is it? College.
What's that?
Wait.
Or the college? At the college? Or two big employers?
Is teaching?
Anybody else who has not answered a question from yet?
Have you ever met any of the presidents?
I have. I got to meet, he wasn't the president at the time, but I got to meet Bill Clinton. That was interesting meeting him. I have gotten to meet, I got to meet Hillary Clinton, who wasn't a president, but she was running for president. Got to meet her. I've got to meet Sherrod Brown, Senator Sherrod Brown, one of our senators. I've met a lot of pretty interesting people, which is another thing I really dig about my job. Yeah.
Have you met all the presidents?
I know. I would be really, really old if I met all the presidents. I have not. I've met very few. And again, I have never got to meet a seated president. Is it on my bucket list? Sure, it'd be cool.
Can we make Boone the last question?
Is this the last one?
I'm not mean.
Is your mom mean? Absolutely not.
Your mom is not mean.
Wow. We have time for one more. Just one more.
Are you at every grand opening?
I'm in a lot of them. A lot of ribbon cutting ceremonies, a lot of openings. I try to be because I think that's important for
Friends,
their
stay seated, please. Stay seated, please.
I don't need them.
Well, thank you. Thank you all. Thank you for being so patient, and you had such great questions. Work hard in school. Be kind to each other. Because I want to share one thing with you. Civility is so important these days. Being civil to each other. That's the key to life. Working together, having good friends, supporting each other, and learn every single day. All right, thank you all.
What do we say, Fred?
Thank you.